Hey guys, how's it going? It is Mike here from Search Scientist, and I'm excited today to talk to you about negative keyword research. Now, in the past few sessions of the Page Traffic Daily, we covered a few things. The first is that Google hides most of your search term data. If you do not know what I'm talking about, please go back and watch the Paid Traffic Daily from 2 days ago. Essentially, you will only see about 20% of the search terms, which means in order to really clear out irrelevant and unprofitable search terms, you need to do this kind of negative keyword research that we're going to do today. We also talked about having two separate variables when you're doing negative keyword research: qualitative and quantitative factors. Quantitative factors obviously make a whole bunch of sense when you're looking at your search terms and you're saying this is relevant, this is not relevant. And then of course, quantitative factors when you are looking at metrics inside your search terms to block things, to add as negatives. Today we're going to be doing something called novel negative keyword research. So what is novel negative keyword research? Well, novel negative keyword research is basically based on data that is outside, that is new, that is different than the data inside your account. So we are not doing search term based negative keyword research, which is looking at your search terms. So to be clear, search term based negative keyword research is when you're inside AdWords and you're looking at the search query reports or looking at the search terms reports. That's one place to get negatives. However, if you really want a rock solid campaign, you need to schedule a second event, which is novel negative keyword research, which is using negative keyword tools. And if you don't know the reason why, it's because Google only shows you about 20% of your actual search terms that you appear for. So we're going to be using a few different tools. My go-to for keyword research is Google Keyword Tool, SEMrush, Ubersuggest, Excel, and AdWords Editor to upload everything nice and fast. Now, the big issue here is, of course, there aren't many tools for negative keyword research specifically. So we kind of have to put our thinking caps on when we navigate here. So let's go through here. Okay, so the sample product that I'm going to be working with is going to be the Logitech Brio. This is a webcam that I'll be ordering actually for this channel. So we have our sample product. It's a premium webcam, and I basically took this product URL and I threw it inside Keyword Planner. And one of the big things I did was I removed the geographic filter, I removed any language filter, I put it on search partners, and I made sure I didn't have any negative keywords blocking it because I wanted as much information as I possibly can. I even said, yeah, show me the adult ideas. So what you see here is a big long list of potential keywords that Google thinks is relevant. So I went ahead and I downloaded this and I got this. So this, you can actually see that Google says extracted from, that they actually scanned the website. So they actually didn't just look at that URL that I punched in. They included pretty much everything. And what does this mean for me? Well, this means that I have a whole bunch of terms that Google may think are relevant to my terms when I maybe throw up a broad match or something like that. So I see a lot of things that simply are not relevant. So I'm going to be sort of then looking at these and then using these as sort of my new route. So if I change it up like this and I say, okay, wireless gaming mouse, I want to find everything related to a wireless gaming mouse and be sure that I have all of these marked as a negative. So you can see all of these things are going to be totally irrelevant. This is great. This is really good. This is good. This is good. And I can download all these. And this will make up a nice negative stem. Now, what's really interesting about this is that all of these things, on one hand, the question becomes, well, Mike, you don't actually have to add all 702 of these. You know that you can just go like this and make it a negative phrase. You can do that, Mike. You don't actually have to add everything relating to mouse. Sure, that's true. But going through this exercise makes it a little bit better because you're catching things that you wouldn't normally. So I can use things like this. So I can take all of these because all of these have the word mouse in it, and I do not have one of those, and I'll go negative exact, and I'll throw that all the way down. And then I can see other terms too that are totally irrelevant. So I see this word razor. This is totally irrelevant to anything that could possibly be related to, but Google has already told me that it thinks that these terms are going to be related to my root. So for any phrase, for any modified broad, for anything, I want to be sure that I'm blocking absolutely everything that I can, blocking absolutely everything that is totally irrelevant. So now we're sort of 2 steps removed, and this is as far as we'll go for this exercise, just to sort of get a good view of everything. And obviously if I was really doing this exercise, I would go a little bit slower, but I can kind of see that the word razor is in pretty much everywhere. And again, you may be going through this exercise and saying, Mike, you can just add negative razor on a negative phrase match and then block every single instance. But really going through these steps, add all these as a negative exact, and I'm going to add razor as a negative phrase, which will block every single instance of the word razor. So I'm doing a much better job here, and you're going to want to do some qualitative analysis too. So I'm pretty sure razor is a type of computer. So it's for gamers, so you're going to want to be sure that, if this webcam works with razor, you don't want to be blocking, does the Logitech Brio work with razor? Because, that would be pretty interesting. So you want to be careful about where you install these things. We're really just going through the exercise of novel negative keyword research. So you kind of get how you look at the stems, you punch in your landing page and you get suggestions, and then you use those suggestions to sort of work your way out. So in actuality, if you do this exercise every 2 weeks and you add many negative keywords every time you do this, you can see that you'll really start to stamp things out. And for everyone who says, you don't need to add that many negatives, make sure you watch the other search terms video, because you can actually see that you have such little data in your actual search terms that you'd kind of be foolish not to do this. And I would repeat this process again with other tools and things like this. I would use an Amazon search. I would try to get as much information as I possibly can, and already I'm seeing things that are totally irrelevant. Software, cover, test. I'm going to be using these things, and I'll come back over here and I'll type in webcam cover, and I'll get a lot of what does that even mean, and I'll get some information. Again, a whole bunch of things that I can add as negatives. Come over here to keyword finder, do the same thing in SEMrush, do the exact same thing in Ubersuggest. And it'll just provide me with a really, really strong negative keyword foundation. So this, balanced with the search terms analysis, you really create an account that is just so much stronger, because you are blocking out so many things that you can see that Google thinks is going to be semi-relevant, but are just way off base. And you could remember that from our initial plugin of this landing page right inside the keyword tool. So be sure that you do novel keyword research, periodically set your account, and you will get a much stronger account.